Good evening, Salam Alaikum, Namaskar, and welcome to you all for our 26th Outreach and Knowledge Transfer session. We call it as a OKT session. It's a very important session today. We are going to talk about the artificial intelligence and technology tools in HSE field. And as you see on the screen, there is a QR code. There is a link also you can share with your colleagues so they can also attend and get the benefit from this particular session. So we have a two-part agenda today. Before that, we would like to briefly explain about our virtual meetings. Kindly mute your microphone, raise the hand whenever you want to speak. Kindly switch off your camera so that you can have a good connectivity. And you can also post your queries, comments, suggestions in the chat box. And this meeting is being recorded for our future reference. And kindly register your name, company, designation, phone, email ID in the chat box. And please stay for the ceremony group photo at the end of the vote of thanks. And you can also copy the meeting link and share with your friends for joining, as I was telling. And as I was just telling to Mr. Corey, this part of the world we are now observing the Ramadan month. So there's a fasting month. Basically, would like to extend our Ramadan greetings to everybody. After the fasting, people will be joining slowly in the Middle East region. Of course, in India, almost people have already broke the fast and they'll be joining today. So with that, I would like to have a brief outline of our session today. It is going to go for 1 hour plus, and we have a two-part agenda. Part one will be briefly talking about our foundation, what exactly we do, and outline of our professional development grants, scholarship programs, and for the benefit of HSE professionals. And the part two will be on focusing on the outreach and knowledge transfer session. Basically, we are talking about the artificial intelligence and technology tools. If you open any international news channels, either CNN, BBC, or WION, or whatever it is, everybody's talking about the artificial intelligence and government regulations related to the artificial intelligence. Every field is moving forward with artificial intelligence. We thought we can also focus more because even our field, our HSE field, we use large extent. And Mr. Corey is going to talk about that particular artificial intelligence and technology tools applications in our HSE field. With that, I would like to hand over to Mr. Jitu Patel, who is our founding trustee, for his welcome remarks. Mr. Jitu.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Good start. Namaskar, Ramadan Kareem to all our friends, respected honored guests, starting with Mr. Corey White, our keynote guest speaker, and all other dignitaries who are with us and will be with us, including educators, HSE professional leaders, and distinguished delegates. On behalf of the J&A Bharat and J&A Global HSE Foundation's governance and its two founding trustees, a very warm welcome to you all. Everyone knows my great friend, whom you just greeted at an opening session of this webinar, a co-founding trustee, Ashok Garlapataji, for his remarkable contributions to the HSE profession, who has also developed countless number of HSE professionals globally. I'm proud to share that Ashok ji is now functioning officially from January 1st, 2024 as the president of Board of Certified Safety Professional. We are very proud of him, and he has many other accomplishments, including he has been bestowed upon with the highest fellow honor of the American Society of Safety Professionals. He has also received multiple honors and awards from his employers, Kuwait Oil Company. With that, Ashok ji, I will hand over back to you, please.
Thank you, Mr. Jitu, for the kind, brief introduction. And of course, Mr. Jitu is a very well-known figure around the world. He is called as a father of safety in this part of the world. And he was instrumental in bringing out ASSP, which is Chicago-based organization, to outside US to Saudi Arabia in 1981. and the chapter is continuously progressing as well. So we both interacted in Chicago in 2010, and we basically both are from India, and we have been joining hands together in bringing ASSP as well as BCSP, as Mr. Jitu said, and with the several organizations, we made some sort of a contribution in different parts of the world with respect to health, safety, and environment profession. We wanted to do something more for India, because if you see there are so many regulations in India, but our statistics of International Labour Organization indicates that India is having the highest global deaths related to the industrial accidents. So we wanted to do something more for India, and this concept of the foundation is something new to India. We have a ASSP Foundation, BCSP Foundation, even in UK we have so many supporting organizations for the professionals. We wanted to bring that concept to India. With that, we established this foundation in 2022. I request everybody to keep a mute, and as well as switch off your camera for the benefit of connectivity. And we established this foundation in March 2022 in India. Basically, we collaborate with the people who are NGOs, professional organizations, corporate organizations, and we also collaborate with the academic institutions, and we also collaborate with the individuals and philanthropists and organizations. Basically, ours is not a membership organization, purely charity-oriented organization, and we would like to support the HSE profession as well as the HSE professionals to a large extent. Our mission, vision, as well as objectives are in line with that thing. We are focusing on advancing the occupational safety and health profession, to support and promote occupational safety health as a career among the students, to inspire and develop the leaders, to provide education and development opportunities, recognize individuals, organizations, and academic institutions, and to also support the institutions to get affiliated with any university, institution, any the local or state or central government bodies in promoting the HSE related programs. And also we have a memorandum of understanding with the similar organizations to synergize our efforts. We have 3 programs going on in place now. One is the Foundation's Professional Development Grant. Another one is the Foundation Industrial Accident Victim Family Support Grant. And we have a student scholarship program, which is sponsored by Dhruti Thakkar from New Jersey. Basically, she wanted to support girl students from India who are pursuing HSE profession. So we honor them. We provide the scholarship grant to them. This is started in 2022, and we already honored about 4 students in 2023. And this is another recognition program with the support of the DL Shah Trust, Mumbai, India. We have HSSE Excellence Award programs in the categories of health, safety, environment, and sustainability. And we also do a lot of community outreach programs, particularly focusing on the first aid and CPR. We have our chairs, student mentoring chair, Professor Ramana, as well as the health and well-being chair, Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, who are spearheading this particular activity among the students and the community in India, basically. And of course, you all can support our foundation. It's a voluntary organization. Every hand will have a support to us. There is an expression of interest form in our website. You can always fill that form and reach out to us. We have a governance body with different functional committee chairs, and these are our governance body and functional committee chairs. And as I was telling that we established this foundation in India in March 2022, and we had several requests to have a support from different other parts of the world. So we launched J&A Global HSE Foundation and registered under 501c in US, Arizona. Also, we focus on India, but we support around the globe as well. So with that, we would like to continue with the part 2 of the session. Basically, as I was telling, that this is a monthly programs, monthly outreach knowledge transfer session, we call it. We wanted to have some sort of outreach as well as the knowledge transfer in these sessions. So this month we are focusing on a very important topic. To introduce that important topic, we have with us Mr. Bala Srikant. He is our functional committee chair for the awards and honors, and he's also working as a safety specialist in Kuwait Oil Company. He's also ambassador of the Board of Certified Safety Professionals US. And Mr. Bala, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ashokji. Good morning, good evening. Assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Kareem. Before introducing the speaker, I would like to introduce this topic, which is very much relevant and very much useful to all of us. The honorable speaker is going to talk about artificial intelligence and technology tools that one can add to the EHS and our toolbox to automate around 75% of our day-to-day administrative task. That's absolutely brilliant. That makes the life more easier and create more engaging training and reduce paperwork. And absolutely, this is one of the greatest topic that we all are looking forward to listen.
Bala, you are muted somehow.
Me, please.
Yeah, go ahead, Bala.
With this, take this opportunity to welcome Mr. White, Mr. Corey White. The name absolutely stunning and very sweet. The name itself is sweet, and the topic would be more sweeter, I believe so. And he brings more than 12 years of safety, health, environmental, energy, and sustainability expertise from several industries, and including construction, medical device, explosives, and plastics. It's a very diversified experience. Absolutely, we are eager to listen from him. Mr. Corey has helped 45 plus businesses comply with OSHA and EPA regulations and prevented $23,000 plus in potential fines and added $400,000 plus to his client's bottom line. And absolutely, this is the figures that every management looks forward, how much that HSE is saving, not only for the lives, but the financial aspect.
Exactly.
So this is the what I have learned from him now by introducing him, Mr. White, to this session. And Mr. White focuses on assisting EHS professionals drive safety, health, environmental, energy, and sustainability excellence through the use of technology. Mr. Corey graduated from University of Wisconsin, Eau Claire, with a bachelor's degree in environmental public health, and then received his master's degree from University of Wisconsin, Whitewater, in environmental health and safety management. I'm very, very glad to introduce Mr. White to this great session. Mr. White, the virtual floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Bala, and for that nice introduction. Mr. Corey, I'm stopping the screen so that you can share your screen.
Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. Just a quick introduction to myself, a little bit more detail on kind of my mission and kind of what I do is I worked for a larger organization and got a lot of really, really great experience. And what I found out in the US specifically, so I'm located in the United States, that the small businesses also needed help as well, right? So what I did is I started a consulting firm to help the small businesses. And what I did is I needed support because I was a one-man show, right? I was doing it all on my own. So I needed tools to help me not only create more value for my customers, save them money, protect people, protect the environment, but I needed ways to help scale my business as well. And so I could help more people, right? The help and the need was so big that I needed to be able to scale the services that I could do. So over the past, let's see here, 3 years, these are sort of the tools that I found. Then some of them are relatively new, but these are the tools that I found that are most helpful. And a lot of them had to do with kind of the hot topic, which is AI. So artificial intelligence, we'll be touching on that today, but we'll be just touching on some technology tools as well that just help you get more done, right? So you have more time to keep people safe and protect the environment. So here is kind of the tools we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about ChatGPT. I think a lot of people have probably heard about that. Canva, Loom, MRF AI, learning management systems, and then EH&S software as a whole, okay? And again, the goal of all of this is not to eliminate jobs, but for you as an environmental health and safety professional to get more done, right? To automate 75% of that work that you don't need to do, so you can focus on that 25% of the work that truly, right, helps save people's lives, that truly protects the environment, right, that supports your business that you're working for, right? We want to be focusing in on those super critical things, and the administrative stuff we kind of want to automate, right? So let's get into it. So the first thing we'll talk about is ChatGPT. It's getting smarter and smarter, right? That's the whole artificial intelligence kind of mindset, right? And kind of what it's doing. It's constantly learning. Just an FYI, these are all very positive outlooks on artificial intelligence and technology tools. I'm not going to go into the negatives at all. I'm just going to show you how these things can support your business. So in the video here, you can kind of see I'm typing in, I want a training outline for, the fall protection standard for construction in the US. It automatically spits that out for me, which is really great. But just an FYI, like for your information, AI right now is kind of like a pretty dumb assistant. It gets you like, 75, 80% of the way there, but by no means should you be relying on this solely for, regulations, for best practices and things like that. But it's a great starting point. And I think another really great tool similar to ChatGPT here that I'll show you is Bing. So if you go to like Bing Copilot here, this has come a really long ways. Very recently, they still use kind of the ChatGPT sort of thing, framework, but you can get pictures out of it and things like that, and it can search the internet for you. So I'm just going to show you an example of this, right? So something that's really valuable to use with AI is summarizing certain standards that might be complicated and bringing them down to a reasonable level, a reasonable education level. So in the United States, what we usually call this is we want to be able to get all of our training material. We want to get all of our training material down to what's called a 5th grade reading level, right? So that would be, I don't even know how old a student would be at 5th grade, but 10 to 11 years old, right? We want to make sure that we're getting it down to sort of that degree so people can truly understand it in case they're not educated, or this is a new topic to a lot of people. We want to make sure it's simplified and it makes sense. And that's where AI can do a really great job, is it can take these complicated standards, complicated terms, and make them simplified. So you can see here, it broke down what lockout tagout standard in the US is for younger readers, by what it is, why is it important, and exceptions, right? So you can kind of see how this might be powerful to use, right, in order to communicate more effectively to your employees. The next one I'm going to talk about very quickly is Canva. So Canva is this presentation that I'm doing is in Canva, okay? And Canva is really great because most of the things you can do in Canva is free, and it just kind of gives some pizzazz to your content, right? PowerPoint, sometimes people just kind of fall asleep to PowerPoint. They get really tired of taking a look at that. So this is just a great way to add some pizzazz, show your employees something different, okay? And again, this is free. And like I said, like in PowerPoints, how many PowerPoints can you have just a video playing like I do in this presentation? Okay, and there's also some really powerful templates that you can do as well. So there's templates that will get you, 75% of the way there. You can put a logo in there. It will automatically match the color of your logo. So you can, when you're marketing your safety, health, and environmental program throughout your organization, you can have it sort of themed just like what your organization would look like, right? Whatever your logo would look like, you can match that exact color. And then once you create a template, you can just continue to reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. So on the screen here, you can kind of see there's that EH&S quick tip. That's kind of a, that is a toolbox talk that I use. And then what I'll do is I'll come in there and just slightly edit it for the different sort of topics that I want to talk about. And it makes it very easy. So I don't have to create it from scratch every single time. It's engaging and employees like it. So again, Canva here to add pizzazz or, you know, something different to engage your employees more. The next one I'm going to talk about briefly is Loom. So Loom is a very powerful tool because it makes it, it's a very easy way to make training and explanation videos. So what you can do with it is at a high level, you could create a training video that you could then send out to your employees or to your management team. So what this does is it replaces meetings. So how many times are you trying to email someone or get a hold of a group of people and you're trying to all align your schedules to get on a meeting to talk about a topic that takes 5 minutes to talk about? Well, what I do instead, right, since I have a lot of clients and a lot of different people I'm trying to align calendars with, I'll make a Loom video and I'll just be able to send that link to them and they can see exactly what I'm talking about. And what's really nice about Loom as well is it also automatically creates a transcript of the words that you're saying. So for example, like this presentation, if I were to be recording it with Loom, it would automatically catch all of the words I was saying and create a transcript out of it, right? So it has artificial intelligence working in the background to help you create really a script. And I'll show you why that's so powerful, because a lot of these tools all kind of link together as well. So what I want to do is I'm just going to take a brief moment here and just show you how I used Loom in 2023. So you can see I recorded 165 videos. I eliminated 24 meetings, which I think is probably an understatement. I probably eliminated a lot more than that. But what's nice is, you know, it saves obviously a lot of time, but also removes a lot of filler words as well. For me, I know I have certain filler words that I like to say a lot. I say sort of a lot, I say right a lot. So it can go in there and remove those words for me. So again, it just kind of makes that, makes your video a little bit more crisp. So Loom is very great. It's very good at creating sort of those explanation videos for like a full safety, health, and environmental training. I would say it's not quite sufficient. It's not quite totally professional enough, but that's where Murph AI can come in to play. So these AI narrations tools where you put in a script and you put in your slides are relatively new. You know, within the last couple of years, they've gotten to a point where they actually sound somewhat human. Before, they really sounded robotic and it really wasn't very good at all. But now they've come to a spot where, you know, it really does sound authentic. It sounds like a human talking. They offer different languages. So in the video right now, you'll see that we've translated some of the English into Spanish, and they have Spanish speaking. So Lola is a very good, fluent Spanish speaking AI voice. And what's really nice about this is you can create a very professional photo or a professional video without, you know, a human messing up. Like myself, right? When I try to do a video, I mess up, I have all my filler words, I have to restart. When we add the script in there, the AI voice will say exactly what's in the script. So as long as the script is accurate, then your video is going to be very accurate as well. Okay. So I'm going to take a second and I'm just going to show you kind of some of the projects that I'm working on. So you can see that right now we're translating a lot of information into Spanish. That's just a huge need in the United States that we have with a large Spanish speaking workforce. And you can see that I have some things in English as well. And I can do it for my different clients. I can do different themes. But just one thing, a lot of people are asking me about related to artificial intelligence is they're asking for translation purposes. Like, hey, Corey, how good is AI at translating from, let's say, English to Spanish? And I would say it's not that great. Okay, it's just not quite there yet. Right? If we're trying to get all of our training content to sort of that 5th grade reading level, right, that basic reading level, so where people can understand it, AI doesn't do a good job of sort of conjugating all of the sentences appropriately. So what I personally do when I'm translating, I've hired a Spanish, she was previously a Spanish teacher, and she translates all of this information for me, especially because a lot of the terminology we're using is very technical. So she translates all of that for me, conjugates it correctly so it makes sense to a Spanish speaker. And after that, I'll put what she's translated into Murph AI. And then Lola here, right, which is the Spanish speaking voice, will then say the words for me and I can create a video out of that. So just so everyone knows, AI is not good enough yet to do very like super accurate translation to a spot where you can kind of effectively communicate with your employees. So really using a human translator right now is still good to do. On the fly, if you need to use AI to translate things, it's good enough. But for a professional video, you're going to want to take that extra step, get it professionally translated, and then you can use a tool like Murph AI to create a video out of it. The next one I'm just going to talk about briefly is online learning. So learning management system solutions. So many of you probably use a learning management system, maybe not, but this is where you can kind of create a video and put that video in a system with a quiz, and it tracks all of your training for you. So you don't need to go do the training and then have a training document and then you keep track of all of that paper, right? So let's just say you have 100 employees, 10 different trainings you need to do, right? That's 1,000 pieces of paper right there. So what you can do with this is it's all kept online and you don't have to deal with all of the paper, right? Filing the paper, logging that into an Excel spreadsheet or something to try to keep track of all of it. You can do all of it right on a system. And LearnDash is a good tool. I would say for a learning management system, on the scale of 1 to 10, it's probably a 6 out of 10, right? It's not like the best system in the world, but it's better than nothing. And what's nice is if you can learn how to do it, you can do it all yourself at a very affordable price, right? There's definitely a price to this. LearnDash is a plugin to a WordPress site. But it can be done, right? You can plug that into a website and it manages all your training content online. All you have to do is add your videos into it. To do that, I would say kind of on the t-shirt scale, it's kind of an extra large effort. It's pretty difficult to do, but it's a very affordable price to do it, where a lot of different learning management systems are pretty expensive for your organization. If you had someone that was IT savvy, they could probably figure it out for you. So the next one I'm going to go to is just having a full environmental health and safety software. So having environmental health and safety software takes care of just everything, right? This is the thing that saves me the most time by far, right? I have all of my forms in here. I can automatically create forms. I have all of my inspections. I can add toolbox talks, send those out to my employees. I can view documents. So for me, because I'm a consultant, I have to share all of my different documents, our programs, policies, medical records, and things like that with my clients. I can do all of that through one environmental health and safety management system. So the environmental health and safety management system sort of comes and brings all of the things that you're doing together. Okay. And then on top of that, a really powerful thing that many of them do is you can create what's called a compliance calendar, right? So maybe some of you have a Excel spreadsheet with, each month, this is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I'm going to be doing. This is what I'm going to be doing. Well, I can automatically log this into an environmental health and safety management like software, and it will automatically spit out reminders and emails to me to say, okay, this client, you need to do these 3 compliance items for them this month, right? And I can also build out a preventative maintenance system for them. So on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis, it's automatically putting all those reminders, not only in my inbox, but I can also assign it to my clients as well and employees within there. So it's all automated, and then we can track all of those things to closure. So this is just a way, the environmental health and safety management sort of software is a way of ensuring that you're actually compliant with your regulations and compliant with what you're saying you're going to be doing. You can also hold employees held accountable as well, because you can actually track things to closure. So I'm just going to bring this all together here, and then I'll stop for questions. So to bring all of these tools together, this is how you can do it. You can use ChatGPT to sort of write your content, write the tentative script. You use Canva then to create engaging content. You can then use Loom to record and create kind of your final script for Murph AI. Here in Murph AI, then you import your script from your Loom video. And then what you can do is you slightly edit that, and you put your Canva slides in there, and you line up the script to the different slides. Okay, so once you create that video, then what you can do is you can implement that and put that into a learning management systems of some sort, create a quiz for that, right? And then to tie it all together, you can put it in environmental health and safety management software to keep track and keep everyone held accountable. So that's kind of how all of these tools can kind of work together. And this is these are the steps that I take for my clients to automate about 75 to 80% of my administrative tasks. The setup is a little bit, time consuming, but once it's set up, it runs itself, and all I have to do is update it as programs and things change. So on that note, I will pause and see if we have any questions. And I'll let this video keep playing. Looks like we have got one question. Can we have a trial version of this software? So yeah, the software that I was, shameless plug here, this is the Proactive software. This is the software that I represent. Yes, if you want to email me, I can get you set up in we have a demo account that we can put people in, and they can mess around in there, and you don't have to worry about messing up anything. There's a lot of different things that are in there because people have messed around in there a little bit, but that would give you a good understanding of what the software is capable of. Yep. So if people want to send me an email, we can get that.
We will share the registered people's email IDs, Corey. So whoever is interested, they can even go for the demo account. And one more thing, Corey, and in your speaker introduction, our Bala was talking about the savings to the tune of 23,000 or 400 million to the companies. How did you arrive that figure by implementing this particular software? I'm just curious to know.
Yeah, so there's a couple different ways I've created the savings. So it's $400,000 of savings, and then the fine reduction or the fines, those are just avoiding fines. Mm-hmm. But like the bottom line savings mostly came from in the learning management system and the environmental health and safety software. So with the software, what we did is I helped a client. They had a separate learning management system, a separate EH&S software. This software, you could combine both of them because it has an environmental health and safety software and a learning management system contained within it. So we saved them a ton of money just because we could combine the accounts and they didn't have to pay for 2 accounts. The other one is just time. So for like the learning management system solution, I'm able to come in instead of them hiring a full-time position with the learning management system. We can avoid them avoid someone having to hire an entire administrative kind of training staff. We
Mhm.
can log everything right in there. So what happens a lot of times with these sort of software solutions is I'll justify it through safety, and the ROI is very short because they don't have to hire someone. And then what happens is all of a sudden quality, engineering, HR, they all start piling stuff into it as well, which they're designed to handle more than safety. So it's just providing kind of big business tools at an affordable price for small businesses, because that's kind of like where my heart is at, for the small businesses. But that's kind of how a lot of the savings are coming. And then the last piece of that is safety pays. It totally pays. So I work with a lot of contractors, and because they're doing the extra work to go up and beyond kind of the OSHA, which is the US safety laws, they're going up and beyond that. And because of that, we can show that and market that to other businesses, and they're getting business from that, right? I had a client that landed over $100,000 US dollar client work because of their safety records and because of the conversations I was able to have with their safety team. So there's a lot of power you have as a safety person, right? Like, have those conversations with, your customers and things like that, with their EH&S people, right? Start talking that talk, and there can be a lot of great things that can come out of that.
Okay.
Okay, I see another one. How secure is the data in these platforms? So platform wise, anything with AI, just always remember, right? We don't want to be putting any company specific data in there, right? It's learning all the time. So whatever you put in there is going to continue to learn from. So don't put company specific information in there. Don't put names and things like that for your company. Just ask it more general things to get you started. So that's just a general rule for AI. But they all have logins and whatnot. So they're pretty secure. I would say for LearnDash, that's this one. It's pretty secure. I would say it's not quite as stable. That's where you just need to have someone in your IT department to kind of take a look at that to make sure that it's set up correctly, because, right, it's still part of a website that you're creating through WordPress, but it's part of a larger organization, which is WordPress. So it's pretty reliable, but right, you can make it so there's ways to infiltrate it, right? Because you're custom creating it yourself. And that's why so many of our clients, we're pushing them onto sort of the full environmental health and safety software system, because, right, this has things like single sign-on, and there's a bunch of other security upgrades that are available in safety softwares that aren't available in sort of things you create yourself, if that makes sense. Okay, see here in the chat, can you tell us more about Toolbox Talks? How do we go about using it? Okay, so Toolbox Talks, what I'll do here, I'm just going to show you an example of someone that uses them a lot. So Toolbox Talks here, what this client does is every single week they have Toolbox Talks that they're sending out. And basically this is what it looks like. So the Toolbox Talk is sent out. This is on trikes. They're telling their employees their safety information, and the employee can come down here and acknowledge it. So what they do as like the admin is they can come into Toolbox Talk. Let's just say, we'll go to this one. They can custom create their Toolbox Talk. They use Canva to create their Toolbox Talks to make it a little bit more engaging. And what they can do then is assign it to employees. So you can see they've got like almost 2,700 employees. They can assign that out, and then they can see who's completed it, right, and who hasn't completed it from there. So that's kind of how they do it, but they're sending it out on a weekly basis. Next one, status of virtual training application in India. What is your recommendation? Not many construction companies have ventured into virtual training application. So I'm not sure what the status of it is in India, but there's solutions out there that can be done, right? Like this solution with a learning management system can be done. So this client of mine is They do docks and doors, so their construction, and right, I have all of their training in here, right? So think of, access to medical records, lockout, tag out, right? I just come in here and I've created all of these trainings myself. So like emergency response, I'll just show you an example here. I have all of the training custom created right in here for them, right? So they know exactly what they need to do. Okay. So that's how I'm handling it. So, and everyone can do it via their mobile device, or if you have like a tablet or a computer on site, you can do all of that right there on site. And if not everyone, if you still want to do some in-person trainings as well, if there was like a bunch of people assigned here, I could come in here and complete them from the admin side. So not everyone would need to log in, but you can still track everyone within the application. Okay, Corey, can you make comments on the news on CNN on March 13th, just a week ago, that, what does that say? Threat to humans added to a tweet. I honestly, sorry, I can't speak to the CNN thing. I don't know. I don't watch the news a whole lot, honestly.
No, the CNN news was talking about AI, artificial intelligence, is a threat to humans. And it added that it is a threat to cyber attacks and thereby to national security, something like that.
Totally. That's going to be with any tool out there, honestly. Like there's good that can come from it. There's bad that can come from it. I'm on the side that from our side of things, we can use it for a lot of good. So we might as well, like the tools are there, we might as well be using it for good, because people are going to be using it for bad. So let's use it for good. Is there end-to-end encryption for users' data in the software? Yes, there is. I can't speak. I don't know LearnDash as well. I can't speak to this as well. But this is LearnDash right here that I'm in. How can generative AI help us in HSE safety matters? That's a good question. Maybe we should ask AI that, huh? What do you think? Let's just see what it says.
You should ask ChatGPT. Yeah.
Continue. All right, while they're doing that.
Wow, it's
all right, here we go. It can pre-task plans. It can do a toolbox talks for you. It can do observations, spotting hazards. There you go.
Wow,
that's how we can do it.
That's nice. That's nice. You demonstrated it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Live demo. Next question, is the Canva site available for corporates to use or individuals can use free of cost? So Canva, yep, Canva can be used free of cost. I upgraded because there's certain designs that I wanted and certain templates and designs and stock photos that, so you don't have to worry about copyright issues. I wanted those, so I pay for it. But before then, I used it all for free and I just uploaded my own photos and it was completely fine. So yep, that can be used completely for free and for individuals. Yep. Next one, how can we get real safety incident data or pattern countrywide sector major process? Okay, yeah, so that's where within the software, you can get, let me see if I can find a good example here. Through analytics, we can do something that's called mapping. And in the mapping, I think this might be a kind of a good example. In the mapping, this is United States. So we can take a look at like corrective actions and we can break that down by, the country. If you have multiple countries, you can break that down by state. You can break that down then by corrective action. So we can, what we do with our clients, every client wants different analytics. So we just custom create the analytics. Like what analytics do you want? We'll get it done, right? But for performance wise, at a high level, what you can do is you can come in here and take a look at the performance from a high level. But if you want anything specifically like mapped out for like a country or, something like that, you can even do within your company, you can do like a layout of your whole entire company. like your facility, and we can do heat maps specific for that. So red would be, okay, high injury rates would be there. Green would be low injury rates or high participation or something like that, right? But we have all of like participation within like analytics. So it just all depends on what analytics that you want to see. Next one, do we have tools to have data-driven analytics? Yes. Yep, just covered that one. Yep, data analytics. Okay, how do we create AI-enabled chat boxes? That one I don't know. I'm not sure on the chat boxes. I'm sorry. Next one, very interesting tool. Thank you. Are there any AI-enabled wearable devices that can track movement of workers and exposures to dangers in the vicinity? There are some. I don't know them off the top of my head because they're very new, but I've actually seen some for like forklifts, but I don't know enough about them because I think I just saw videos. I don't even know if they're like out yet. I haven't done enough research in that, but I know they're coming out with things like that, where cameras automatically are picking up people, right? And then it's tracking their movement, and you can kind of get a like log of risk. I actually have a client of mine that's looking into it right now. I don't know yet, but I will eventually. And I think that's all the questions. Did I miss any questions?
Yeah, I think as we move forward, maybe there will be some questions more. So yeah.
Okay. Can AI robots replace physical workers? Yes, I think so. For some tasks. All right. Do you want me to stop sharing and kick it back over to you?
Yes, sir. Unless you have anything else to share.
No, that is it. I guess I could just put up briefly my contact information.
Yes.
But I think you're going to send that out to everyone anyways. So
yeah.
That's really it. Thank you everyone for participating. Thanks for all the questions. Those are some awesome questions. If you have more, again, feel free to contact me. More than happy to get you access to, the demo account, send you links to any of the tools that I talked about today. More than happy to help.
Sure.
Yeah, Mr. Wright, if you don't mind, I will ask a question about data analytics that you said something. Do you have any other tools other than what you have shown, which you have come across to analyze the data from the analytics point of view?
Yeah. So are you saying like what is the information that people are finding most valuable from the data?
No. I mean to say we have the data. Let's suppose the indicators we do have, but now the AI also helping us to drill down the data from the predictive point of view. I mean to say that, so if you see the 5 to 6 years data history of any organization, so I'm looking for such tool which tells the management, yeah, this is the area that we need to focus.
Right. Yeah. So that's where a lot of our clients are using this heat mapping tool. So we don't have it set up for this client yet, but we're setting it up now. And what happens is you can kind of see, right, there's this rating of red, yellow, and green. And it's set up for specifically, for their different departments. So you can see this is like the heat treat line, ECM, this is their HSE. And what we can do then is eventually we'll be able to drill down. Like I said, we don't have it, we're setting it up right now, but you'll be able to drill down into that department, see things like participation with the heat maps as well. So if, like I said, I wish I had this set up, but for safety events, for example, right, you'd be able to see your red and your green areas. So you'd know you'd need to be focusing your time in on the red area versus the other areas, right? Maybe there's an ergonomic concern there or something that's affecting employees. Maybe you need to get a stool or something because everyone's working way up here. I think the heat mapping is by far the thing I at least am getting requested for, is people want to be able to see, right, where, like with all this data that they have, kind of what I like to describe is data is just data. Information is data with a story. So this is helping you tell the story, right, of your data. And then you can use that story to make decisions, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Corey. Can you stop share the screen so that I will come back? Yeah. Okay. So we have with us Dr. Of course, we almost gone through the questions, but we have arranged a Q&A session as part of this particular OKT. Our Dr. Lakshmi Narayan Pradachur is our chair for health and well-being education. He posted some question related to the topic. I think Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, would you like to ask that question to our Corey?
Yeah, most of the questions I have already posed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked a question related to, can we use AI to create an analytics accident audit, something like that?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Moreover, at the site of the accident, we do audits, isn't it? So do we have a tool to analyze such audits,
Mhm.
and come to some conclusion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know from the AI front, I don't know if there's anything like that can come to conclusions that way. I haven't heard of anything like that. It's more so I've heard of, using existing technology like a software platform or something that can, again, you figure out how you want that information to come in and what information you want out. And they can analyze the data for you in that way. But I have not heard of AI being able to do that. And I don't know how good it would be at doing it yet, because AI just needs so much data. Like it would need so many data points for your business that a lot of times you're just not going to be able to feed it enough information. So probably an existing software tool would probably be your best bet.
Yeah. And Corey, of all the tools that you mentioned, how many of them are freely accessible to everyone?
Yes. So, okay. ChatGPT and the Bing AI, that's free. Canva is free. Which one's Murph AI? They have a free version of it, but the voices are very robotic, unfortunately. But if you want to upgrade and get the better voices, then it's $30 a month, US $30 a month. What am I missing here? Loom can be used for free as well. But you can upgrade it so it has a different additional features. The LearnDash, I want to say it's maybe like probably anywhere from $300 to $800 US to get it set up. If you did it yourself, I'm assuming it'd probably be even less than that.
Right.
And then the software, the software all depends on how many employees you have and how much load is on the system. So that's really based on employee count.
And Corey, I saw one point of discussion in the chat box about Modi's speech in Tamil Nadu, our Prime Minister Modi's speech in Tamil Nadu being translated from Hindi to Tamil. So what was the AI tool he could have used there? What was the tool that was used over there? Do you have any idea?
So you're saying translating it from one language to a different?
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it only
Yeah.
Murph?
So that would be the Murph AI tool. Let me see what we've got in there. I haven't looked for, because there's a couple, yours like what, 3 different languages?
We have
In
multiple languages in India, and he speaks in Hindi, which is a national language, and that gets automatically converted into different regional languages.
Okay, got it. So
but when it gets converted to regional languages, whose voice is it? Is it the same original person's voice or some other voice?
No, but I understand the text is coming in his own language, Hindi, Gujarati, but it is written in the local language.
No, the voice.
Okay.
He's asking about the voice.
Voice.
The voice is the natural Narendra Modi's voice.
But it's not our Prime Minister's voice, you mean to say?
But if I carefully watched what he spoke in Andhra Pradesh, I think he's the one who spoke. There's no other tone in that. I don't know about Tamil. I have not seen.
It's near natural, Bala, maybe, probably. So AI picks up the language and maybe, I don't know, really. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
okay.
our expert Corey can tell us how that.
So yeah, I'm looking in the Murph AI right now. It looks like it has Hindi and then Tamil.
Tamil, yes, yeah.
Tamil, yeah. Looks like it has those two in the
Do
Murph
you have a
AI.
Telugu?
I don't.
Would you like to
What's
share
that?
your screen?
Yeah. Let's share. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
Please share. Yes.
A great discussion. Great discussion. Thank you very much, Mr. White.
Okay. So
Okay.
we've got Tamil, we've got two different young adults that can speak that. And then we've got Hindi, and we've got lots of different options. Look like they're all young adults again, but
Okay,
I don't
Corey,
know.
can we do a demo here to Hindi to Tamil? Is it possible?
What's that?
Can we do a demo English to Hindi here in this just a brief? Let's say you speak in English, let it translate to Hindi. Is it possible now?
Yeah,
So
good.
that's what I was kind of trying to get at before, is you would need to translate it from English to Hindi first outside of this, and then you'd import the script
Oh, okay.
into
No,
here.
but
Yeah, I mean, so you can do it. It's just like it doesn't work very well. Like AI translation just isn't really good enough for the, in my opinion, at least, isn't good enough for the maybe from Hindi to Tamil would be good enough, but I just found that the AI isn't smart enough to do it yet.
no, but in our international conferences, when they speak in regional language, others will listen. How that is possible?
Oh, I don't know how they're doing.
No, for example, UN General Assembly, there are so many languages, but everybody keeps their headphones as if they are listening in their own language. So is it done previously and loaded? I don't know really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, it's totally possible the translation is not going to be 100% correct, but right, if you're like highly educated, right, you can figure that out. But our workforce is not always highly educated, right? So, and that's where we need to get it to a spot where everyone can understand that thing, right?
Okay. Any more questions, Dr. LP?
Yes, Corey. You have spoken a lot about analytics. I'm still not very clear about how we can use analytics on a day-to-day basis. Can you be a little more, throw some more light on that?
Yeah, so from the analytics side, I mean, really what you have to first do is start tracking it. And then from there, you can start figuring out what your performance looks like, right? So if you wanted to take a look at, like I said, like those toolbox talks, you could keep people held accountable, right? I think just an easy one, the most powerful one is just this mapping. Like I was saying, we need to understand where the risks are actually at, right? If we focused on every single part of a business all the time, like it doesn't matter, right? Like you want to be focusing in on those high risk things. So like I said, I don't have a great working example, but once this is working right now, the reds will show like low participation or high injury rates, and then the yellows would be kind of the middle of the ground, and then the greens would be sort of good. That's the type of stuff you want to hear from your analytics, right? You want to see, where should I be focusing in my time?
And what is the tool that gives us this mapping?
This is it's a software tool called ProAct DHNS. It's an environmental health and safety software tool.
Can we access it?
Yeah. And he agreed for giving the demo, Dr. LP, so to our participants, so we can share.
Okay.
We can explore afterwards. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I'll get you access to this Plasticore demo account. So there's a bunch of forms in here you can mess around with. There's no analytics because it's just random data in there, but we still get an understanding of kind of the capabilities.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Ashok,
go ahead, Jitu, Mr. Jitu. Yeah.
I'm glad you had that slide, Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, just for benefit of our speaker, as well as all the delegates. today here in the United States is the 20th March. And in India, just about 12 hours ago, it was the same 20th March, which is known as I can recall from Dr. Lakshmi Narayan, that it is the World Head Injury Day. And I wanted to share with you, mainly it is the subject which is relevant to profession, but the topic, it is not relevant to the topic which Corey just explained to us. But I really want to appreciate Dr. Lakshmi Narayan's contribution along with Professor Ramana, doing a phenomenal job in basic life support education in India. And not only that, in celebration of the day, they have committed to do an extra celebration and education session on March 23rd. We applaud to that, and we appreciate both these scholars' contributions to not only the profession, but also in life saving. So thank you very much for letting me to speak and acknowledge Dr. Lakshmi Narayan and Professor Ramana's contribution.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Jitu bhai.
Highly appreciated, sir. Yes, in fact, you shared a lot of information related to that in our group also, WhatsApp group. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yep. And yeah, anything else, Dr. LP, before we move on to the next session?
I think if there are any questions, I think participants should ask more. From my side, it's over.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, Corey, for highlighting all this.
Yeah.
So I just want to share information on PM Modi translation Hindi to Tamil.
Very good,
I
sir.
just want to share. So actually, that was a AI-led language translation system, namely Bhashini. The name is Bhashini. Bhashini. Bhashini.
Okay.
It's a AI
Can you
tool.
put it in the chat box, sir?
Yes,
What
I
is the
just,
tool?
I
Yeah.
just put it in the box.
Okay. Thank you, Rangachari garu. Thank you so much.
I'm just putting it in the.
Nice, nice. You are our AI.
Yeah, thank you. No. I just want to share
Yeah.
in 90s,
Okay.
in India, the hard disk was 20 MB. Hard disk is 20 MB. In the absence of mouse windows, I created, I did animation and created PowerPoint.
Okay. Those days, yeah.
Yes, without mouse.
Without mouse. Without mouse, yeah, yeah. Perfect, perfect. Thank you
I
so
just
much.
shared it in the toolbox.
Very nice, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate. So, Mr. Corey, we would like to thank you for your excellent sharing of our knowledge through our OKT. Mr. Jitu, would you like to recognize Mr. Corey?
Ashok ji, earlier I mentioned that it is very difficult to teach an old dog new tricks. And today, this old dog learned something which is really, I'm really proud, Corey. You did a wonderful job. You educated so many of our delegates, along with that, myself also. I was always looking forward to it, and that's why I was anxious and worried that is Mr. Corey going to be with us? And you really did an outstanding job, and you deserve nothing else but the best. And we, on behalf of both the foundations, really appreciate and thank you sincerely for sharing your knowledge and expertise and willingness to even go forward. For anybody wishing to contact you and have any questions or want to learn a little more, your willingness is really appreciated. For that, this is the presentation certificate we award to you with pleasure and dignity that you deserve. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Very kind words. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Corey. In fact, in this part of the world, we use a WhatsApp platform for a lot of communications, and our foundation has got a WhatsApp group. And I posted that link in our chat box, Corey. If you can be part of that group and support our fraternity with the new tools. It's not only the only today, but it's the beginning only. We consider you can be part of that WhatsApp group and share the tools as we move forward, whatever, because there will be a lot of questions in that group, and there are a lot of solutions also being given. I'm sure you'll really enjoy that actually. So please do join in our group. And of course, this is only the beginning, and we want to move forward with the subject matter experts like you. Thank you, Corey.
In fact, Corey, I strongly recommend that you join in, because there are more than 400 outstanding HSE professionals, including sustainability, and some of them are consultants, specialists, auditors. So it would be beneficial both ways. Your business also will take good advantage of it. At the same time, these specialists will also pick your brains so that they can move forward with their own employers, corporations, and in their private businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. G2. And we have a 5 minutes more outcome in little presentation about our foundations, and particularly we would like to start with the recognition of our donors, our contributors. So there are several donors who are regularly contributing to our foundation, as well as to the Bharat, as well as Global Foundation. And it's not only the financial contribution. We have so many subject matter experts like Mr. Corey coming to our OKT sessions and talking about that. It's almost 26 sessions we have conducted. And so we would like to continue our journey. You can be part of these knowledge transfer sessions also. And as I was telling, that there's a WhatsApp group. These are all of the WhatsApp ambassadors. And yes, and we will like to continue our efforts with the support of your foundation. We do have a engagement with the organizations, as I was telling, that MOUs with the professional organizations, as well as other organizations like Innovo Systems Singapore. They are into the planet sustainable solutions like a carbon footprint and other things. And we also have the Center for HSE India. We also have with the HSE Champ. We are supposed to have the quiz on this particular session, but we could not have it today. So we are going to have it in next session onwards. And this is our global champion winners of that quiz. And yeah, we do have a CPR and first aid session, as well as Mr. Jitu was telling about our Dr. Lakshmi Narayan and Professor Ramana. They'll be doing on 23rd March. So, and there's another program coming up on 31st March 2023, which is related to the permit to work procedures. And yeah, we have recently released our first video podcast on the hazards and safe handling of pyrophoric materials. It is available in our YouTube channel. And it is only, please leave your name and email in the chat box to support our foundation. Your participation itself is a real encouragement to our foundation activities. And again, we had this particular session today. With that, I would like to hand over to Mr. Jitu. Before that, I would like to briefly talk about these are our account details. You can always give your contributions and voluntary contributions. We recently released this particular 2-year activities book, March 22 to February 2024. You can click on the link, or you can also scan the QR code for the flip book having a detailed activities about our foundation. So with that, I would like to hand over back to Mr. Jitu for his vote of thanks. Mr. Jitu.
Thank you, Ashok ji. If Mr. Yash Garlapati is on, I would really ask him to do this honor to make the vote of thanks. And if he's not on the webinar, then I will be very happy to do so. Is Yash is on?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Go ahead, my good friend. You do a wonderful job in thanking everybody who does a good job for us.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jitu. Good evening, everyone, and hello, Corey. On behalf of the foundations, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all our donors for the generous support so far. Your contributions are invaluable, and therefore they make a significant difference in advancing our mission. I also want to express our deepest appreciation to all our philanthropists for their unwavering support to both the foundations, the Global and Bharat HSE Foundations. Your generosity is truly commendable and very appreciated by the foundation chairs and the founders as well. Special thanks to Corey White for delivering an outstanding presentation on artificial intelligence and technology tools in the HSE field. It was really helpful, and I'm pretty sure I'll be using your insights to make a meaningful impact at my job. And pretty sure all the other delegates will try to do this, try to use the knowledge you shared in India and globally as well. Thank you for your dedication and commitment. To our honored guests, your presence and esteemed support to the mission of the J&A Foundation are deeply appreciated. We would also like to recognize and thank the ongoing support of the J&A Foundation's functional chairs and who have been the roots of the foundation and for the past couple of years. And your dedication is immense value to the J&A's HSE initiatives. A sincere note of gratitude to all the delegates for attending the 26th OKT session. Without you, this wouldn't have been possible to ensure the success of this Zoom event. Finally, I encourage all of you to visit the foundation's website and express your interest in supporting the noble cause. Your contributions, no matter what, regardless of the size, regardless of the time, the amount of time you take from your day, will definitely play a vital role in creating safer workplaces and communities. And finally, thank you once again for sparing this valuable time to make the event a great success. Together, we hopefully will continue to strive towards making a positive difference in wherever we are working and wherever we are located. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, you did a wonderful job, and I endorse and agree wholeheartedly all the recognition you just quoted. With that, Ashokji, if you have any added comment to add, please go ahead. But I request you to take a good picture of everybody together, please.
Of course, Jitu, that's my next comment. In fact, we have with us our good subject matter expert, Mr. Corey, and of course, we had 75 registrations. As per the research, it is always noted that if the 30% of the registration delegates are attending, that webinar is considered as a successful. So we reached up to 28, and now we have a 23 on the line. So absolutely, this is a very good program. I request everybody to open their microphone or their cameras so that we can have a nice picture for our future records. Excellent, excellent. Very nice. Our good friend, Mr. JC, is there from Singapore. I'm not sure. It may be too late for him to open his camera, maybe. Yeah.
There's yes.
Yes, yeah. Nice, nice. Excellent. Perfect. Great. So we officially conclude this, but if anyone is interested to stay back for the